Hello everyone, good morning. Today is 9th of March and I welcome you all at the Hindu newspaper analysis discussion. So guys, let's start with the today's session. Today we don't have the Hindu edition, Hindu newspaper for the Delhi edition as it has not got published because of the Holi festival. However, what we have done in the today's session, we have taken important articles from the other editions of the Hindu newspaper that have got published. Okay, so I have compiled all those particular articles. So today we will not be able to see the overview of the Hindu newspaper because the Delhi edition is not published. And why we take Delhi edition? There is one reason for that. The reason is that in a Delhi edition we have proper alignment of the text and context page after the editorial section, which is often sometimes missing in the other editions. Okay, so today we'll directly be taking the important articles. I have collected it from the different editions, Chennai edition, Bengaluru edition, etc. Now, starting up. So guys, first of all, let's take the important quote for today. So today we are going to take quotation from Mahatma Gandhi ji, the father of the nation. So Gandhi ji says that when women whom we call abla, that is weak, when they will become sabla, that is strong, all those who are helpless will become powerful. So it has been provided that the women, they have distinctive empathy, they have distinctive compassion, and if they are powerful, they will use that empathy and compassion to make other voiceless people also powerful, other powerless people also the powerful. So women can bring the reform for the people who are downtrodden economically, socially, ethnically, or all or in other domains as well. So this is a very good quotation. And for GS paper number 1, GS paper number 2, women related issues, society, social justice, as well as in ethics and essay, we can use this particular quotation. So that is about it. And now let's start with the relevant articles from the today's session. So guys, the first article that we are going to take, I have taken it from text and context section, and the article, it reads, will artificial intelligence lead to job displacement? Okay, now this particular article will see with respect to GS paper number 3, the technologies impact on economy, technologies impact on economy. So in past few days, what has happened, we have seen a lot of news articles talking about the artificial intelligence increase, how artificial intelligence can be beneficial, but at the same time there can also be certain dangers of artificial intelligence. And the biggest danger of artificial intelligence is that a sometimes this artificial intelligence can overpower the human intelligence and can take the decisions autonomously without the human involvement, and that particular thing might lead to a dystopian, might lead to a very dangerous kind of a future. And second thing that comes here is that many of the repetitive tasks which were earlier done by the humans, for example the data entry, now these particular tasks can be outsourced to the artificial intelligence, they can be outsourced to many such kind of platforms that are emerging, so it can displace those kind of jobs. Okay, now this in this particular article guys, first of all, very beautifully the types of artificial intelligence has actually been explained. So first of all, let's discuss them. So first of all, now this is very important for your GS paper number 3 examination and even your prelims examination. This is very important, so please pay attention here. Now first of all, artificial intelligence, it can be divided in two parts. Number one, it can be called as AGI. AGI stands for artificial generative intelligence, and second is ANI. ANI stands for artificial narrow intelligence. Now when we talk about guys the AGI and ANI, AGI is more broad. AGI can take autonomous decisions. But when we talk about the ANI, that is artificial narrow intelligence, here the artificial intelligence will be working in a specific domain. For example, let me give you the example of, you might have heard about chat GPT. You might have heard about the chat GPT. What is chat GPT? It is a chat bot. It is a chat bot. You will type a query there and it can give you the answer in natural language. It means the language that we use as a human. For example, you go to chat GPT and you run a query that what do we run a query that salient features of Indian Constitution. You write salient features of Indian Constitution, it will give you a reply in 2-3 paragraphs. But can you ask chat GPT Can you ask chat GPT to make a picture for you? Can you ask chat GPT to edit your photograph? No, it cannot work on videos, it cannot work on photographs, it can only generate the text. So only a narrow domain it is having, only a narrow domain it is having. So we call such kind of a things as artificial narrow intelligence. Okay, on another hand, we have the artificial general intelligence. Now this AGI, it is very flexible. Fine, it is very flexible, it is adaptable, it's flexible, it's adaptable, it is capable of handling new tasks and situation without human intervention. It can learn a lot of things by the data that is being fed. It can work on it can give you search results, it can generate some replies, some text, it can make photographs, it can learn from one domain and can use that particular information for other domain as well. For example, guys, we human, okay, we have a human brain which is very powerful. You have learned a lot of things in the past and today you apply these things in the present situations and you take today the decision on the basis of knowledge that you have learned in the past. So that kind of sophisticated artificial intelligence is called as AGI, that is the artificial general intelligence, which we generally think of AI is actually AGI. Now it often is referred to as unsupervised learning because you don't need to train the algorithm again and again. Automatically it will learn from data and automatically it will take its decision. AI system can learn from data. Moreover, when we talk about this AGI, when we talk about the AGI, it can be driven by a variety of technical aspects which can have a deeper discussion. Moreover, it can have the ability to perform any intellectual task that a human can do. I can, for example, write a poetry. Okay, it can do that. For example, I am driving a car. While driving a car, I can take a lot of decisions when to apply brake, when to accelerate, when to turn on indicator. AI can also do that thing. So whatever the humans can do, all those things can be done by AGI because it is a general intelligence. It works in almost all the domains and it can even learn the things and even can make the decision then that creator cannot possibly predict. Okay. So that is the AGI. So if you might have seen the movie Robot uh, uh, by by the TV by the actor Mr. Rajnikant. So there the robot learns everything. That is the AGI. Okay. Then further moving on, ANI already I have explained you that it can perform only the specific task. Now whether they can replace the human jobs, yes, there is a possibility that it can displace the jobs. For example, Chat GPT or many of the artificial intelligence, okay, they can basically they can make redundant the jobs where some repetitive thing was to be done. But at the same time, guys, it will also open new opportunities for the workers who have expertise in machine learning. Now understand this particular thing, guys, that actually there are certain areas where the human judgment and creativity will remain critical. There the artificial intelligence will not be able to replace the human jobs. Moreover, understand that impact of AI on jobs will be uneven. Some industries might remove the people and some industries might not be that much impacted. For example, guys, you take the example of teaching. So teaching needs a human touch. In teaching we need to customize our methodology dependent on the nature of the class, dependent on the type of students who are sitting in the class. Every student is unique, every class is unique. Fine. So here there is a lot of human touch that is needed. So there the AI will not replace them, but other kind of things AI can replace. Now understand this thing that any technological intervention that had come in the history, it has replaced some of the jobs. For example, when the printing press came and when telephone came, it disrupted a lot number of jobs, but actually it also created far more opportunities in the long term. So today the people who have less skill sets, they can be replaced by AI, but the people who have critical skill sets, the people who have specific skill sets, they might not be replaced or will not be impacted that much. Okay, so that is all, guys, about this particular article. I hope that you have understood it, and now we'll move to next article. Money laundering laws will now cover cryptocurrency trade. Money laundering laws will now cover cryptocurrency trade. Okay, so we will take this particular article. This article will be important for GS paper number 3. GS paper number 3. Issues related to Indian economy. Issues related to Indian economy. Regulation of cryptocurrencies. Regulation of cryptocurrencies, as well as money laundering also happens to be a very big challenge vis-a-vis internal security is concerned. So there also we are going to see that. Now, before going in this particular article, guys, first of all, you need to have a very clear understanding between two of the concepts, which often students don't have and often they are confused within these two concepts. Now, these two concepts are black money and dirty money. Black money and dirty money. Okay, now we often think that they are the same, but no, they are not same. First of all, what do we mean by black money? So basically, guys, the money on which the money that you have earned but on which you have not paid your taxes, or the money that you have earned but you have not declared to the government, that particular money is black money. That particular money is black money. Now secondly, dirty money. Dirty money is that particular money which you have earned by illegal activities. For example, money earned by drug trafficking, money earned by extortion, money earned by some other kind of a criminal activity. That is the dirty money. Now, obviously, this dirty money cannot be declared to the government. So, therefore, all the dirty money is black money. Is also at the same time. So I will repeat one particular, I will speak one particular line and try to resonate with that. So all dirty money is black money, but all black money is not dirty money. All black money is not dirty money, because let's say that I am a shopkeeper, okay, and I am selling, let's say, samosas. I sell 100, let's say I sell 100 samosas every day, and on that 100 samosas I am earning a particular amount of profit, but I declare to the government that I am selling only 50 samosas and this is the income that I am getting, and on that income I am paying the income tax. So some part of my income I have not declared, that is black money, but I have not earned that money by doing something illegal. Okay, so all black money is not dirty money, but all dirty money will be black money. But all dirty money will be black money because you cannot declare it to the government. Okay, so this is the dirty money and black money. Now, when we talk about money laundering, what is money laundering and where the money laundering will come in picture? Money laundering will largely be coming in the picture when the dirty money is concerned. Now, understand this particular thing, that let's say a criminal has earned 100 crore rupees, had earned 100 crore rupees by extortion, by drug trafficking and all such kind of a things. Now this 100 crore rupees he cannot directly use, he cannot use this 100 crore rupees. So he will convert this dirty money, he convert this particular dirty money in clean money. He will try to create a process by which it looks that this particular 100 crore rupees has been earned by the legitimate means, and this conversion of dirty money in clean money, okay, conversion of dirty money in the clean money is called as money laundering. The word laundering comes from the laundry, laundromat, okay, the laundry, that is cleaning of the clothes. Okay, so that is dirty, that is money laundering. Now when we talk about money laundering, guys, in money laundering there are the 3 steps that are actually taken. Number 1 is placement, number 2 is layering, and number 3 is integration. Okay, placement, layering and integration. Now what is this? Let's understand this particular thing. First of all, the collection of dirty money. A person will collect the dirty money by whatever crime that a person has done. Now that particular money is to be integrated into the financial system. It is to be integrated into the financial system, but you cannot directly go and deposit 100 crore rupees in a bank account, because it will be questioned that where you got this particular money from. So in between, guys, there will be lot more other processes that will also be done. For example, let's say Mr. X had earned 100 crore rupees of dirty money. What he will do? He will, let's say, open a business. He will open a business. He will open, let's say, a car wash. He will open a car wash, and he will generate the fake invoices. He will say that my car wash business is the most profitable business in the world. Every day I am washing, let's say, 10,000 of the cars, and I am getting this amount of money. So what he will do? He will deposit the money, let's say, in the bank account, claiming that the money I have got from washing the car. The money will be integrated. Then that particular money will be layered. What will happen? From this bank account, let's say from the bank ABC, that particular money will be transferred to the XYZ bank account, then to the some other, then some other. Okay, fine, money will be layered, okay, and then money will integrate, there will be integration. Then finally that particular money will be used to buy land, to buy luxury assets, to buy diamonds and all such kind of a things. So this is a way as the money laundering works, okay. Now basically guys, when we talk about money laundering in India, we have the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. We have Prevention of Money Laundering Act. And under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, ED Enforcement Directorate has been given the powers that it can carry the arrest and all such kind of a things. Now, Prevention of Money Laundering Act deals with the money laundering, but up till now it was dealing it dealt with only with the fiat currency. It dealt with only the money, that the hard currency that we have. Up till now cryptocurrencies were not under the domain of the money laundering. Now guys, understand this thing, that when we talk about the cryptocurrencies, within cryptocurrencies, cryptocurrencies are also called as the virtual currencies. Within cryptocurrencies, we have many such examples. For example, Bitcoin is one of a cryptocurrency. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many such kind of currencies are there. Now, what government has done? Government has provided this particular thing, that all the money laundering laws in India now, that is the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, it will apply to trade in cryptocurrencies. Fine, this notification has been issued by the Finance Ministry. So it has been provided that today safekeeping safekeeping of these cryptocurrencies, fine, administration of virtual digital assets, participation in financial services related to offer and say. Now if you are offering the digital assets, the virtual currencies to anyone, the sale of the virtual currencies, okay, moreover transference of this particular cryptocurrencies, it can come under the domain of money laundering if government wants. This is something that has come. Now up till now guys, we don't have any very clear cut law on cryptocurrencies. This particular law was to be drafted by the Finance Ministry, but Finance Ministry earlier said this particular thing, that regulating cryptocurrency or bringing a comprehensive law on cryptocurrency might not be very much easy and might not be possible. Why? Because cryptocurrencies, they flow electronically, so every country's cooperation is needed. So up till now we don't have any comprehensive law on cryptocurrencies, but cryptocurrencies, it will come under the domain of Money Laundering Act. Is it clear or not? Let's say today a person earned 100 crore rupees, converted that particular money in cryptocurrency, bought, let's say, the Bitcoin of that particular money, and now that particular transaction, now these Bitcoins can also come under the domain of money laundering. So this is something guys that had happened. Now India right now is leading the presidency under G20, and under G20 government had pushed forward for a global agreement on risks brought by cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies today are being used for terror funding, they are being used for terror financing and all such kind of things. So we have said that we want to control it, and this is one step that India has taken up. So this is guys all about it. Beyond that, you are not required to go in this particular article for our examination. Okay, fine. How can be money earned by crypto or trade dirty money or Manish, please write clearly what you are asking. How can be money earned by crypto trade dirty money or black money? No, the money earned by the crypto trade is not dirty money. That is not the article what it means. Okay, you wrote your question way back before we discussed it. It is saying that cryptocurrencies will come under the domain of Money Laundering Act. Okay, it means that if government or if enforcement directorate is carrying any investigation with respect to the money laundering, and in between if there are the transactions that have happened in cryptocurrency, and it is speculated that this is just a step within the process of money laundering, then that particular thing can be punished. Okay, moving on. The next article, integrated medicine system to alter future of disease management. Now we'll see this particular article with respect to the GS paper number 2, issues related to health. GS paper number 2, issues related to health. Now what this particular article guys is all about, let me tell you the context. Okay, before that let's talk about some of background and then we'll go in this particular article. So basically we have allopathy, that is the modern medicine under which all these modern surgeries, medicines, etc. they come. We have allopathy, which is most of the time considered as mainstream medication. It is considered as the mainstream medication. And then we have alternative medications. We have the alternative medications. Within alternative medications, we have, for example, Ayurveda, fine, yoga, Unani, Siddh, homeopathy. Then there are the Chinese medications also that are practiced in the China. These medications are called as the alternative medications. Okay. Now, up till now, the thinking was this, that either you will take allopathic treatment for a particular disease, or you will take the alternative medication for a particular disease, let's say using Ayurveda, using yoga, etc. What we have done, we have compartmentalized these two treatment regimen. One is the allopathic treatment regimen and other is the alternative medication treatment regimen. We have compartmentalized it. But from the past few years, there are the researches that are going on, and these researches provide this particular thing, that rather than compartmentalizing this, we need to integrate, focus on the word, we need to integrate both these medicative systems. So now, guys, what has happened? There is a research that has been published in American College of Cardiology as well as American Academy of Neurology. Okay. However, I will not insist too much that you have to remember. I'm not saying that you have to remember these two particular research papers. Okay. Now, these two research, the research is published here. They have provided this particular thing, that today using yoga as an additional treatment. So whatever allopathic treatment is going on, you take that particular thing for migraine. But if you use yoga also at the same time, it can help the patients who are suffering from migraine headaches, as well as it can also help the patients suffering from syncope. Now, what is syncope? Syncope, it is a situation where there is a sudden drop in heart rate, sudden drop in blood pressure, which leads to the fainting of some people. So in these two kind of symptoms, in these two kind of medical issues, that is migraine as well as in this syncope, okay, here if we use yoga along with the allopathic treatment, it will be more effective. Now, actually, these are the two research papers, but apart from that, there are total 21 papers which have been published recently in the international scientific journals, and they have generated a lot of interest. It have generated a lot of enthusiasm in yoga, or all the alternative medication systems that we have. Okay. Now, guys, understand this particular thing. So, at the same time, there is also the research that is going on within the AIMS as well. So, 19 departments at the AIMS, which includes the cardiology department, okay, gastroenterology, fine, pulmonology, internal medicine, neurology. In this way, there are the 21 departments which are working to identify the areas where allopaths find modern medicines wanting and feel that the addition of a traditional medicine could provide relief. The areas where, apart from the allopathy, how we can also add the alternative or the traditional medications, it is being provided. Moreover, at the same time, WHO also is pushing forward the use of the alternative medications or the traditional medications. For example, what is happening? The World Health Organization, it is developing the standards for the implementation of Ayurveda, yoga, Chinese medicine, meditation, herbal medicine, nutritional supplements, on all such kind of things. It is developing standards that how they can be used for the medical treatment. Moreover, all these particular traditional medications, WHO calls them as TCIM, that is traditional integrative complementary medicine, and it focuses on the whole person, and it provides that rather than seeing them as alternative medications, we need to see them as integrative medications. Okay, so this is all about it. Fine. So guys, I hope that you have understood this particular article. Now moving to next article. So this particular article, guys, what it reads: NASA hands over Nisar satellite to ISRO, or Nisar satellite to ISRO. Now this particular article we'll see with respect to our prelims examination issues related to the science and technology, as well as we'll see this particular article with respect to the GS paper number 3, again science and technology. Okay, now what this particular article is actually talking about. So basically, first of all, guys, what has happened? Recently, NASA, that is the space agency of USA, it has collaborated with the ISRO, that is the Indian Space Research Organization, to develop to develop a joint collaborative satellite, that is NASA, ISRO, SAR. SAR stands for synthetic aperture radar. Okay, Nisar, NISAR, Nisar. Nisar stands for, N stands for NASA, I stands for ISRO, S stands for synthetic aperture radar. Fine. So this is a joint satellite that has been developed by the NASA and India, and this particular satellite has been handed over by NASA to ISRO now. So therefore, this particular article has come in news. Now, for the sake of our examination, we need to know about what is this Nisar satellite, what thing it will be doing, what it will be focusing upon, or such related technological developments we need to see here. So basically, according to the ISRO, this Nisar satellite, it will be an Earth orbit observation satellite. It is a low Earth orbit observation satellite. Fine, fine. It will be placed in LEO, low Earth orbit, and this particular satellite will be used to map the surface. It will be used to map the Earth. It will take around 12 days and will provide the spatial and temporally consistent data for the changes that are happening in the Earth's ecosystem. It will give the data with respect to the changes that is happening on the ice masses, whether the glacier is going down, whether the glaciers are retreating, and all such kind of things, vegetation, the forest, etc. It will give the information about the sea level rise, groundwater, natural hazards, all these kind of information it will provide. That is the Nisar satellite. Now this Nisar satellite will carry the L and S band synthetic aperture radars. So what do we understand by this synthetic aperture radar technology? Because such kind of things can be asked in examination. Okay, fine. So basically, what is the synthetic aperture radar? Now it is actually a radar system. It is actually a radar system. Now what is a basic principle on which the radar system works? So basically, what will happen here? Basically, it uses the radar. Okay, now what happens here under the radar? Okay, uh, let's say this is a satellite. This is a satellite. It will emit a radar signal. It will emit a radar signal. Okay, let's say there is a mountain. Let's say there is a mountain. It will hit back and it will come back, which will be received by a receiver. Now basically, guys, suppose there is a mountain. Let's say then there is a valley. There is a valley. So the signal will come, will hit it back, and will come back. So basically, on the basis of the radar signals that are emitted and the time that it has taken to come back, the angle at which it has come back, the intensity at which it has come back, on the basis of that particular information, what it will do, it will create a high resolution image of the objects. It can also create the high resolution image of the terrains, that is the surface of the earth. It can create that. Now basically, when we have the conventional form of radars, it have a single antenna, but when we talk about the synthetic aperture radar on this particular satellite, it uses a complex system of multiple antennas which will transmit the signal as well as which will receive the signals. Okay, and on the basis of the time that it takes, okay, fine, the 3D image, basically projection or the picture of the Earth's surface, etc., can be made. Okay, so therefore, when we talk about this synthetic aperture radar, okay, it can map the Earth even through the clouds, even in the complete darkness, through the clouds as well as even in the complete darkness. So this is the synthetic aperture radar technology that will be there on this Nisar satellite. So guys, I hope that you have understood it. Now moving to next article. Budget 2023. Budget 2023 is a case of education taking a hit. Now, this particular article, guys, it is, see, first of all, these kind of things can be used for GS paper number 2 issues related to education. Now, this particular article, it's comparing the budgetary allocation that has been given in this particular year. Now, first of all, you are not required to go too much in the hairline details that are provided here, because the questions actually are not asking about the budgetary allocation, that how many hundred or thousands crore has been given out of the total budgetary allocation, which particular government's scheme received how much money. These things are not asked. So generally we will see this article. Okay, now Now, the article says this particular thing, that the media and many of the newspapers, they have said that this is a historic budget. The money, the budgetary allocation for the education has been unprecedented. Okay, it has been provided. The headlines read that it is the highest ever allocation to education, 8% steep rise for education. Okay, it is being said as the teacher centric budget, but is it really that kind of a budget that it is being said? Yes or no? First of all, First of all, we see this thing that 1,12,000 crore rupees have been given for the education budget, which is an increase over the 1,04,000 crore that was given last year. So over this, we find that yes, there is an increase in education budget that has happened. But the article is talking about this thing, that actually the money that has been increased, whether it will be effective or not, the increase will be effective or not. First of all, it has been provided that the money that has been allocated for the school sector, large amount of money that is going, it is going for the PM schools for rising India, or the PM Shri schools, PM Shri schools. So PM Shri schools will be the specialized schools that will be created, which will aim to provide the state of the art quality education. Prime Minister has launched this PM Shri scheme, where the assistance up to 2 crore rupees will be given to the schools, existing schools. Okay, so a lot of, so here it is being provided this particular thing, that the money that has been allocated, a large amount of money will be going for the PM Shri schools. Then government also had provided that they will develop the Eklavya model residential schools that will be opened in every district, the districts where the tribal population is there. Okay, fine. So that Eklavya model schools will be developed for the tribal areas. Okay, so the point is that for the new, the money that has been allocated, a large amount of money will go for these new schools, that is the PM Shri schools and the Eklavya schools. But what about the existing schools? What about the needs of the existing schools? Okay, so for that particular thing, a lot of monetary allocation has not been given. Then after that, for higher education, when we talk about it, it has been provided that a large amount of allocation that has been given, it will be going to the bodies of the higher educational institution. For example, UGC, University Grants Commission, All India Council for Technical Education, which regulates the technical education, money will go to them. Fine, money will go to central universities, IITs, etc. Okay, but actually the budget has not made the allocation for HEFA. Now HEFA stands for Higher Education Funding Agency, and HEFA provides the financing to the higher educational institutions for making up of the new assets for infrastructure creation, lab creation, etc. So money will not go there. Then next thing that it has been provided here is that under the budget, money for research and development has not been provided. First of all, India anyhow spends far less in research and development. We spend around 0.7% of our GDP in research and development. However, the developing countries such as India should spend at least 2% in research and development. We are not spending that much. And at the same time, the allocations for the research and innovation programs, for example, imprint, the money for the research and innovation programs such as a Spark, okay, it has been reduced. Okay, so imprint stands for impacting research, innovation and technology, and Spark stands for scheme for promotion of academic and research collaboration. So these are the two programs for research and development. For them, the money has either been slashed away or has been completely done away with. Moreover, the economic survey 2023 specifically provides this particular thing, that center and the states combinedly, they are spending around 2.9% equivalent of GDP on health, okay, sorry, on education during 2019-20 to 22-23, which is not very much good. In past years also it has been that. So budget spending for education actually has got stagnated. Fine. So the article is talking about that right now we are celebrating the Amrit Kal, the 25 years, that is 25-year window till the Indian independence. We are celebrating Amrit Kal, and in this Amrit Kal, we need to ensure that the developmental interventions such as the education, health should not be ignored. Okay, that is all guys about it. Now moving to the next article. A case to promote border tourism. Now this article will see with respect to GS paper number 3, issues related to Indian economy. Now guys, when we talk about Indian economy, tourism tourism happens to be a low hanging fruit. Tourism happens to be a low hanging fruit which can be reaped. Okay, tourism in India specifically can be of multiple types. Fine, for example, in India we can have recreational tourism. We have recreational tourism for which the cities such as Goa, okay, beach cities, okay, even the mountains, they are fit place. Recreational tourism. In India we can have the medical tourism. We can have the medical tourism because in India we have a lot of state of the art medical facilities, and the treatment in India are at 1/10 of the cost which is being charged in the countries such as the USA. So there can be recreational tourism, there can be the medical tourism, there can be the spiritual tourism, there can be the spiritual tourism. Fine, because guys we know this particular thing that in India we got the genesis of Buddhism, in India we got the genesis of Jainism, okay, and the Sanatan Dharma of the Hinduism also. It acts as a soft power of India which attracts so many of the people. So recreational tourism, medical tourism, spiritual tourism, then there is an adventure tourism, okay, mountaineering, hiking, and all such kind of things. Okay, so these are the major types of tourism that we can attract, for which we can attract the people in India. Okay, fine, fine. Now this particular article, guys, is talking about the border tourism. Okay, now guys, we have seen the broad divisions here. Okay, within that broad divisions many other subtypes will also come. For example, in spiritual, cultural tourism will come. Okay, now fine, further moving on. So when we talk about tourism, it is being provided this particular thing, guys, that India has a lot of tourism potential, but the border states that we have in India, for example, let's take Uttarakhand. Okay, we have Uttarakhand, we have Jammu and Kashmir. In Jammu and Kashmir there is Ladakh sector. So the border states, border regions, they have not been able to tap the tourism potential. Why? Because the border tourism has a problem of remoteness. It is remote location, not properly connected, not having proper transportation. There is a problem with respect to the difficulty of access. For example, if you want to go to the Ladakh, then the last villages in the Ladakh sector, okay, in Sikkim region, there are many regions which are unexplored. Why? Because the connectivity is a very big problem there. Okay, moreover, we also have infrastructure deficit in the border areas, because of which the adventure sports, mountaineering, people are not able to take advantage of that. Moreover, for the mountaineering and many much of adventure sports, a lot of security compliance, security procedures are also there. Because of this particular thing, the experience is not very much good, and large number of people are not able to tap in this adventure tourism. Now government is bringing a new program, that is the Vibrant Village program. Under this Vibrant Village program, government aims to develop the villages on the northern borders, so that these villages can attract the tourism. In these villages, basic infrastructure will be provided, connectivity will be provided, homestays will be developed, so that the people from the other parts of the country can visit these villages, and these people living in the villages, they will get a livelihood. Moreover, guys, when the people will go there, obviously what will happen, now see this thing, because habitations are not there, Chinese have often tried to encroach on our lands, but when the movement will be there, Chinese will not be able to do that. So it will be a win-win situation. So this Vibrant Village program, it has been started as a centrally sponsored scheme in the budget of 22-23, and it will focus on development of the villages of the region on the northern borders. Now this particular article, guys, is now filled with a lot of locations where the tourist can go and they can visit. I will be talking about the 3-4 locations, but the others you can just read at your own from the notes. So first is Karakoram Pass. First is Karakoram Pass in Ladakh. Now, when we talk about the Karakoram Pass in Ladakh, regular motorcycle expeditions should be organized there. Fine, should be organized there for the civilians. Okay, and this motorcycling expeditions can be organized with the help of the motorcycle manufacturers in India, such as Bajaj, Hero, etc. Okay, this is something that can be done. Second, Pangong Lake. It is a tourist paradise for the photographers, bird watchers. A lot of them visit there. So the Pangong So Lake needs to be used for that particular potential. Then next, there is Changthang Wildlife Sanctuary, where there are the scenic wetlands, Fine. Lahari Peak is there, which is sacred for Hinduism and Buddhist. Then the Demchok area. Fine. Demchok area, it is having hot springs. Fine, which can be developed. Okay. Now, after that, Mana Pass is there in Chamoli. Mana Pass is there in Chamoli, which is the highest vehicle accessible pass in the world. And Mana village is called as the gateway to heaven. So here spiritual tourism, adventurous tourism can be explored. We also have Hemkund, the Valley of Flowers in the Uttarakhand. Okay, so these are the regions that can be explored. So there are so many of the locations that have been given. You are not required to read every location. Just 2-3 locations you can read and you can use it in your answers. Now, so the article is actually talking about that we need to explore our border areas, remote locations. We need to connect them with proper infrastructure, etc. We also need to promote the hubs of civilian presence. Homestays are needed to be developed there. Now, in past, there have been the schemes such as Border Area Development Program. Okay, now there is this Vibrant Village program. So the schemes that the government had earlier come out with or presently that we are having, they need to be used for laying down the optic fiber cable network for internet connectivity. Okay, military's deployment in the border areas is actually the bread and butter earner for the local people. If tourism will be explored here, then the local people will get more livelihood. Moreover, priority immediately should also be given for building all-weather roads, rest houses, restrooms, fuel pumps, health clinic, electricity, and all such kind of things. Fine. So this is, guys, all about this particular article, which is talking about that how we need to provide basic infrastructure to tap in the connectivity till uh, border villages. Okay. However, as we are talking about this particular article, one dimension we have not discussed, but it actually becomes very important. And this dimension is uh, if we will explore such tourism, what will be the environmental cost that are associated. Already we have seen that because of the over commercialization of the Chamoli in Uttarakhand, the entire town is now sinking. Okay, so because of, guys, this tourism, because of this rampant and unplanned development, a lot of environmental costs have been incurred in the past. So we need to be sensitive at the same time while exploring it. Okay, moving to the next article. And guys, if you are liking the video, please do like the video. It will help us, it will help our channel. Fine, it will also help us to grow. So please do that, as well as please do share the video with your friends. Now, moving to arrest or not to arrest is the question. Okay, now this particular article, guys, we will we'll see with respect to GS paper number 2. GS paper number 2, issues related to law and order. Okay, and some general issues with respect to the law and order, etc. we are going to see here. Now, first of all, guys, you might have seen it a lot in the news that recently what happened, there was the arrest of Mr. Sisodia in Delhi, that who was the deputy chief minister of Delhi, by the CBI. Now, this particular article is largely talking about the provisions around the arrest that are there. Okay, largely talking about the provisions around the arrest. So basically, first of all, when we talk about the provision with respect to the arrest of a person, there is a kind of a myth that you cannot arrest a person until and unless you have a warrant. You have a arrest warrant for that particular person. But it is a myth, because there is CRPC, Code of Criminal Procedure 1973, and within CRPC there is section 41. Section 41 provides this particular thing, that a police officer can arrest a person. Fine, it has been provided that a person that a police officer can arrest a person without a warrant. A police officer can arrest a person without a warrant if a police officer feels that a person should be arrested immediately and there is no time to obtain a warrant, because till the time will obtain a warrant, the person might run away or a person might do some kind of other crime. So the police officer can arrest a person, but then police officer need to make an entry in the general diary of the police station that why he arrested and why the officer did not waited for warrant, but arrest can be anyhow made. Then second thing that is being provided, that when a person is being arrested, a police officer need to ensure that a police officer is not using any force while arresting a person. If a person is surrendering himself or herself, then force should not be used. Moreover, Article 22 is also there. which provides that a person who has been arrested, who has been detained, should be given the information that what are the grounds on which the person has been arrested, and within 24 hours, within the 24 hours, the person should be produced to the nearest magistrate, excluding the travel time. Okay. The next thing that is being provided here is that the police officer concerned also need to inform the closest relative of the accused person. Okay. Relative has also to be informed that this person has been arrested. So these are the safeguards that we have in the arrest procedure. Okay. There is also a Supreme Court judgment, that is DK Basu versus State of West Bengal. DK Basu versus State of West Bengal judgment. Now, in this particular judgment, Supreme Court has laid down the procedure for an arrest, that what conditions are needed to be fulfilled for an arrest. Now, see this particular thing, guys, that actually in India, arrest and not giving a bail has become a kind of an issue of the human rights. Even Supreme Court has observed this particular thing multiple number of times, that the jail should be an exception, bail should be a norm, and arrest should be made only in the conditions where other option is not available. And many number of times the power of arrest has been abused. So therefore, in DK Basu versus State of West Bengal, Supreme Court has laid down the detailed procedure for the arrest. But it has did not done diluted the discretion of a law enforcement agency to arrest. Okay, this is something that has been there. So right now the basic responsibility is of the law enforcement officer, that they need to ensure that arrests are being made only in the rarest of the rare cases. If a politically popular case has come, if the people are inclined that X person should be arrested, so public sentiments, political nature should not impact these developments. Okay, this is guys all about it. And now moving to next article. A move from within to close the gender gap in physics. A move from within to close the gender gap in physics. Now, this particular article, guys, just can be used as a reference in your answers related to the education, as well as the answers related to the women's representation in education. Now, guys, first of all, you might have heard it a lot. STEM. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, here representation of the women has always been very much less. It has often been assumed that for women the domain should be humanities and not the sciences and technical subjects. These subjects should be taken up by the boys, and this is a kind of a genderization of education that has happened. Okay, now in this particular capacity, what has happened, guys, recently 500 practitioners of physics as well as the students of physics, they have endorsed Hyderabad Charter on this International Women's Day that was observed yesterday, that is on 8th of March. They have adopted Hyderabad Charter, which aims to address and aims to resolve gender gaps in physics education. So here now the physicists, they themselves are recognizing that there are the barriers, there is the lack of gender equity. So this is something that has happened. Okay, so this is about the Hyderabad Declaration that has been signed. Fine, guys, I hope that you have understood it. Okay, beyond that you are not required to read, because this is a declaration taken by the physicists themselves, not by, this is not a government scheme or any such kind of a thing. Okay, vision screening critical to National Road Safety Plan. We'll see this particular article with respect to the GS paper number 3, issues of road safety. GS paper number 3, infrastructure, and within the infrastructure there are the road infrastructure, and within the road infrastructure we have an issue, we have a challenge, that is the road safety. Okay, now first of all, before guys going on in this particular article, if I tell you about the state of road safety in India, it is very poor according to the data given by National Crime Record Bureau as well as the data given by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. It is provided that every year there are more than 5 lakh road accidents that happen, and in these 5 lakh road accidents 1.5 lakh people, they die every year. Okay, and this thing has also been observed by the Supreme Court appointed Committee on Road Safety. So 1.5 lakh people are dying in road accidents. We are losing a lot of our demographic dividend in road accidents. Okay, now there are many reasons for the road accidents. There are the structural engineering reasons. Often the road designs are not proper. There are also the reasons that often the roads, the highways, they are not properly lit during the night time. there are the reasons that people overspeed, they don't have the quality vehicles, they don't carry the fitness inspection of their vehicles. Many such reasons are there. But there is also one more reason that often has not been accepted a lot and often have not been recognized a lot. That is the eyesight of the people who are driving the vehicles, or and most the eyesight of the truck drivers who are driving the vehicles. So it has been provided that there was a mission for vision, and mission for vision has carried a research and had provided that the truck drivers, 45.8% of the truck drivers, they had a refractive error of vision. Okay, refractive error of vision. And most of them, they don't wear spectacles. Most of them, they don't go for any eye surgery even when it is required. So therefore, now it has been provided that in the National Road Safety Plan, we also need to include the vision checkups for the drivers. Vision checkup for drivers needed to be added here. Now, when we talk about the preventive measures that can be taken for reducing the road accidents, preventing measures include wearing the seat belts, reducing the speed, fine, intersection designs. For example, when there is a curve, fine, curve should not be very steep. Okay, curve should be gradual like this. Okay, intersections, they should be designed properly. So these are certain things, but at the same time, vision correction also needs to be taken up. Supreme Court has advised it. So that is all, guys, about this particular article. And now we come to the mains practice question. Okay, so the mains practice question for the today, it says critically analyze how artificial intelligence is double-edged sword. On one hand, and it can lead to the displacement of some jobs. On the other hand, AI may create a demand for workers with expert in machine learning, data science, and natural language processing. Fine, critically analyze that AI is a double-edged sword. So this is, guys, about the mains practice question for today. So guys, with this we come to an end to the today's news session. Okay, guys, one more thing that I want to ask from you guys is that see, first of all, guys, is that please write in the comment box that what is the uh, time that you think is good for you for this newspaper analysis. First thing one I want to tell you guys is that earlier the Hindu newspaper used to get published very early, around 4 a.m. in the morning, but nowadays Hindu newspaper is getting published some days at late, some days it is getting published around 5:30 or 6 a.m. Okay, so that is one thing that has happened. Because of that, we are not able to stream newspaper analysis very early in the morning as we used to do earlier. Okay, because guys, understand this thing, you know that in our newspaper we just don't take the newspaper clipping and just do that. We make complete notes. Okay, those notes are provided to you also on the Telegram channel. So it actually takes a time for making those notes. Moreover, we also don't need to do a lot of research, because simply if I will do the translation of the things that is provided here, it will be a translation and will not be very effective. Okay, so I want to stand true to the word analysis. That is one thing. Okay, second thing is that, guys, this is a personal thing that I am sharing with you guys, that please do support the initiative in terms of liking, in terms of commenting, as please share it with your friends. Because see, this particular thing, that if the response will be same as it is having in the past few months, then guys, it will not be very much possible for us to continue this particular initiative. Okay, because guys, there are many other engagements also that are there which will overpower this initiative in the due course of time. Okay, so guys, please do support that initiative. Think it as your own initiative. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.